What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. I didn't...
And yet, it is the way...
Even so, I used to... More to the...
What if she's...
It's still... For all we... Tell me... And what's... You know, I'm afraid I don't quite...
I do. Look and poke...
I would never... So there... Now you've got me curious.
Let's see.
If you've a bone to pick with me...
What?
Hey! I can barely under...
I hope you're...
I wasn't expecting... What could be? It's just... From how it looked...
But why? Whatever the...
He's right.
This for... You heard him.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout... Lenegus, then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost... Sounded like she was praising them, too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting. This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to... stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as... morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad. And they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay. Ah!
Seems like the people on Lenegus don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Renan, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else. Going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here. There's something I don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on that, if even the victor...
You and me...
With any...
No use standing around.
So,
What do you mean?
well, but then...
Orden Herald, trust me, it makes you...
Sorry.
This place...
Yeah.
Gepopselte Quatscheibe.
Joe?
Faria.
Varia?
Isn't that the person that our here guy was?
But
why are you here?
Wait.
Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... Kill?
I'm here to
take care of something.
If you wish to
If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh,
Of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out.
Even after
7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit.
But let me
tell you,
I
haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing
me will bring you peace,
then so be it.
Darling, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek,
I will grant
you it.
But you must
You must wait.
My sins
are legion.
Let me
finish what I came to do.
Then you have my
word.
I will let you do
whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she
said about you killing someone?
Each of us
have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before
back in Menancia,
you
mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne.
Is that what
she meant?
The
mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last.
I
will say no more.
Did you mean
what you said?
about letting
her take your life if she wanted to?
She
has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't.
You can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does. Totally. Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, must be some sort of Western leisure area for the locals.
You think?
Man, these Renans sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I
went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather in this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend, as well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. Four people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, in a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
And praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then,
It only
It only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord.
Tarnigan
had fallen for Tharia.
By becoming
Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society.
But fate
was not so benevolent.
What happened?
What happened?
Tarnigan
was no match for me in combat.
On a level
playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance.
But he was
desperate and low on options. He couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan
oppression like before.
Shion's
right.
What other
Lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago.
You've
saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So try not to blame yourself.
The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always.
But
I shall do my best to heed your advice. Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah,
I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important
to have someone like that.
I
didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough.
And he knows.
Sheila.
I promise
he does.
I hope
you're right. I never appreciated until recently just how much she will always there to support me.
First place.
Maybe. I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer. I know you're with me. Likely offer their assistance.
Good food is the best kind of total nut.
Never thought I'd see you fighting a real.
Yeah, but this is a fancy cafe.
Is it really that?
Please don't bring me in. It's always nice to eat something that I can't believe I actually get.
But isn't that parfait gonna?
That's all the more reason for me to.
Everybody, at times such as these. Yeah, definitely.
Darlene's right.
Yep. I don't get.
So.
Whatever happens, be ready.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens.
Yeah.
They weren't big.
They weren't in the least bit phased by it.
Indeed.
They seemed
They
to
seemed to
reckon,
and yet,
traditionally,
traditionally,
Renegades had their glazed over eyes reminded me of I've never seen anything like that here.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here.
What with the Red One, the Sovereign, and Volron.
Unexpected?
That enemy looks strong. Bet it'll be worth our while fighting.
He really needs to work that one.
walls that attack him. Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the...
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What are you
Suffered from light to life, orcs treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a dead.
I don't even know
I
what
don't
their
even know what
precious
the precious
ceremony's
ceremony's for.
let alone
Let
what they're
alone
going
what
to
they're going to
force me to do
force me
as
to
the
do as the
Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Tell me,
we're
both in
both in
the
the
same
same
boat.
boat.
Why do you
Why do you
seem
seem so
so
calm
calm
right now?
No choice.
No choice.
Becoming the Maiden
Becoming
is
the
not
Maiden's
something I
not something I
wanted
wanted
for
for
myself.
myself.
But
But
they said
they
Ren's
said Ren's
prosperity
prosperity
depended on it.
depended on it.
How could I say
How
no
can I
after
say no
that?
after that?
Still, as a
Still,
Renan,
as
at
a
least
Renan,
you
at
got
least you got to
decide.
decide.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
I was taken from my
homeland.
You aren't the
You aren't the
captive.
captive.
It wasn't right
It
what
wasn't
they
right
did
what
to
they
you,
did to you.
and I'm sorry
for what it's worth.
When this is over,
When this is over,
I swear
I
I'll
swear I'll
help
help you get home.
I can't do
I
this
can't do
alone.
this alone.
One more day.
One more day.
How could I
How could I
say
say
no
no
to
to
that?
that?
It's not like
It's
I have
not
any
like I have
choice
any
in
choice in
the
the
matter
matter
anyway.
anyway.
So,
So,
what's your name?
It's
it's
Naori.
Naori.
Naori,
Naori
I'm
Imaris.
Try to
Try
remember
to
this
remember
time.
this time.
You don't act
You
like
don't
them.
act like them.
Like the other
Like the
Renans,
other
I mean.
Renans, I mean.
How come you
How
treat
come
me
you
like
treat
a
me like a
person?
person?
Because you are.
Because you are.
It's true we
It's
come
true
from
we
different
come from
worlds,
different worlds.
but neither
But
one
neither
of
one
us
of us
asked
asked
to
to be here right now.
In that sense,
In that sense,
you
you
and
and
I
I
are
are
much
much
the
the
same.
same.
We couldn't
We
do
couldn't do
this.
this.
We wouldn't be able
We
to
wouldn't
talk
be
to
able to
each
talk
other
to
as
each other as
people
people
if we didn't
if
see
we
the
didn't see the
humanity
humanity
in each
in
other.
each other.
So I
So I
suppose
suppose
the
the
question you should be asking is,
why
why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like
You're
the
not
others.
like the others.
Maybe they're
Maybe
not
they're
like
not like me.
Here's what we'll
Here's what
do.
we'll do.
We give them
We
their
give
damn
them their damn
ceremony.
ceremony.
You get me to
You get me
Dana.
to Dana.
That'll be the
That'll
end
be
of
the
it.
end of it.
I'm taking you
I'm
at your
taking you
word
at your
on
word
this.
on this.
I'm trusting you.
Trusting you.
Not them.
Not them.
Naori.
Naori.
What the hell
just happened?
That vision.
That vision.
Did everyone
Did
else
everyone
see it
else
too?
see it too?
That person
That person
Alvin
Alvin
was
was
speaking
speaking
to,
to,
she looked
she looked
exactly
exactly
like
like
Shion.
Shion.
It was Naori.
It was Naori.
Naori
Naori
Imaris.
Imaris.
Isn't that right?
Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
She really
She
does
really
look like
does look like
Shion.
Shion.
I'm beginning
I'm
to
beginning to see why
Alvin was so
Alvin was so
confused.
confused.
That's all very
That's
well
all
and
very well and
fine,
fine,
but what did we just witness exactly? It was too
It
real
was
to
too
be a
real
mere
to be a mere
hallucination.
hallucination.
It was a
It was a
conversation we had
conversation
300 years ago.
The
The night before
night
the
before the
ceremony.
ceremony.
You mean all of
You
that
mean
really
all of that
happened?
really happened?
We just saw an
We just saw
episode
an
straight out
episode
of your
straight out of
past?
your past?
But how is
But
that
how
even
is that even
possible?
possible?
Unless... Could this be
Could this be the Rainbow's handiwork too?
No,
No,
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Why not?
Why not?
You guys didn't
You
feel
guys
it?
didn't feel
The
it?
moment
The moment the entrance
entrance
opened,
opened, it was like a
it was like
stream
a
of
stream
Dan
of
and
astral energy rushing
over
over
us.
us.
I felt it
I
too.
felt it too.
Not for the
Not
first
for
time
the first
either.
time either.
It was the same
It was the same
sensation
sensation
as
as
back
back
inside the
inside the
ledge.
ledge.
That would make
That would make
sense.
sense.
After all,
After all,
vast
vast
amounts
amounts
of
of
Dan's
astral energy
were
were
being
being
siphoned and
sent up
sent
here
up
to
here to
Leninus.
For all we
For all we
know,
know,
perhaps we're
perhaps
close to
we're
the
close
spot
to
where
the
all
spot
that
where all that
energy
energy
was
was
stored.
stored.
So you think
So
it
you
might
think
have
it
been
might have been the energy
that was
itself that was
responsible for that vision
you
you just
just
saw?
saw?
But how?
But how?
And why?
And why?
We have no
We
way of
have no
knowing.
way of knowing.
Maybe it's not
Maybe
even
it's
as
not even
deliberate
as
as all
deliberate
that.
as all that.
Shion,
Shion,
you okay?
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was all
it was all just a little subtle. That's all.
So that was
So
my
that was my
ancestor.
ancestor, huh?
It was like
It was
looking
like
into a
looking into
mirror.
a mirror.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
certainly
there
is a
certainly is a
resemblance.
resemblance.
What about you?
What about you?
How are you
How are
holding
you
up?
holding up?
Me?
Me?
Even putting
Even
aside
putting aside the
of
question
where
of
that
where
vision
that vision
came
came
from,
from,
it's likely we'll see more
of those.
Reliving
Reliving
painful
painful
episodes from your
episodes from your
past.
past.
Do you think you
Do
can
you think
handle
you can
it?
handle it?
I can't
I
just
can't
pretend
just
like the
pretend
past
like the
never
past
happened.
never happened.
Besides, if it helps us
if it
uncover
helps
the
us
truth
uncover
of
the
what that
truth of what that
ceremony really was,
was,
might also
might
lead to
also lead
answers
to
about your
answers about your
thorns.
thorns.
Alphen.
Alphen.
That's not all.
That's not all.
This whole
This whole
time, we've been fighting to free Darren from the Renans. But now that we're here,
it
seems those
same
same
Renans might have it just as bad.
I'd like to
I'd
liberate
like to
them
liberate them
too
too
if I
if I can.
Which is just
It's
another
just
reason I
another
can't
reason I
afford to
can't
shield
afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else,
you always
stay the
stay
same.
the same. Your indignation
And righteous passion.
your desire
to free and protect.
They're all
They're all
hardwired
hardwired into you.
Not that I'm
Not that I'm
complaining.
complaining.
Come on,
Let's
bust
bust
thing
this
wide
thing
open.
wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last
elite.
Spielzeit 62 Stunden, 46 Minuten, 30 Sekunden, Level 43.
There's no telling what can happen in here.
Oh, jetzt kommt ein Boss. Let's go!
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong
What's
with her?
wrong with
She
her?
doesn't even
She
seem
doesn't
to know
even
where
seem to know where
she
she
is.
is.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
She looks just
She
like the
looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside. A summoning?
Preposterous. She never had
that kind of power. I can talk later. Here it comes.
summoning! The arts she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Everything okay?
Yes.
Yes.
She's only unconscious.
She's only unconscious.
Not her.
Not her.
I meant you.
I meant you.
Shion,
please.
Can you treat her?
Can you treat her?
I can try,
but I
can't
promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up.
All I can
do is heal her physically.
We're not
even supposed to be in here.
Maybe it'd be
better if we moved her somewhere a little safer.
Don't you think?
In that case,
I'll take her
off your hands.
You?
Avakir.
What are you doing?
What are you doing here?
I was curious
what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died.
I'm sorry.
I had no idea.
And you
believed me?
What makes you
so sure I wasn't lying?
I like
to think I know you a little better than that, though, Helene.
Give me some
credit.
I'll take Faria.
Leave her with me.
I know better than to ask what you're up to.
But
whatever it is,
I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like
a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Well, let's move on.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions, I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want Oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
We still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way. Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I'm determined to save Shion and Dana.
Do you think Faria...
Certainly seemed that way.
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone...
There's no question. That it's...
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
We should go through that room some more before we move on.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
The laboratory's secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead. I think I can make this work. Well, can you make head or tail of it? These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master course. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renin citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renins are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme. What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else? Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait. What is it? Did you find something? It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call. Read it. There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen. They've re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one? Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron?
Volron?
But that means...
She's only sovereign if someone made it that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only two subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about
the winners of the crown contest?
Does this
Does
mean
this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena, rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contest has been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red
The
Woman?
Red Woman?
It's possible.
It's possible.
But that doesn't
necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind the scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's
definitely involved somehow.
What about the
What about the data records?
Is there no
other information that could help us?
Not that I
can see.
Just file
upon file of experiment results.
There's nothing
here about who's behind all this, or what their end game is, unfortunately.
I've
barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you.
You won't be able
to read through it all.
But you're welcome
to take a look through what you can
while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this
is where Alphen became the sovereign. And Volron as well.
The
significance of this location would suggest
only
two sovereigns in over 300 years.
So why did the experiment only succeeded twice? Was there really no other way?
Dovin.
Forgive me. Fine. But it's strange.
If that were to happen, then I... No.
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch.
That's right.
No good can
If you ever start to lose your way.
And I would be
happy to lend an attentive ear.
Ja, braucht er nur drauf gucken, was da steht. Das ist so, ja. Gut, weich. Attacke! Daher hier.
Don't talk.
I have to do
this.
I gave you
my word that I'd help you return to Dana.
The next time
you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But
you?
My place
My
is
place is here with my people.
I still
have a duty to fulfill.
I'm sorry
I'm sorry for what you've endured.
Renan never
should have dragged you into this.
It's not
your room to bear.
What?
The mask
The mask contains a sedative.
It should keep
It
your
should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further.
Let yourself
rest.
This should help
with the pain.
Time to go.
Alfred. Farewell.
His injuries
are worse than I thought.
Short-term
treatment isn't going to cut it.
I'll have to switch the healing pod to
long-term hibernation mode.
The chance of
surviving hibernation is less than 10%.
And worse,
long-term use of the mask, there is a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system.
Nur 3 Stunden, 45 Minuten. Da kann man Kenia zocken. Das ist doch eh durch. Den Rest kann man immer noch machen.
I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Elsie.
Das ist langwierig, das Spiel hier. Wo man alles macht.
That vision. It must have been
from when Naori helped Alpha escape Lamia.
She sure
went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with
Lanigan's crumbling down around her,
she chose
to stay put with her people.
So
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time.
It was
all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for
her,
I wouldn't even
be alive today.
I owe her
everything.
More than I
could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know
how she felt,
how do you plan on
honoring her wishes?
She kept
her promise.
If the Renan
people she fought so desperately to protect her at risk from a malevolent force,
then I owe it to her
to carry on the fight.
Naori
was the one who mastered me. Made me Iron Master.
She did it. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result.
But more than
anything, she wanted you to survive.
We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300
years,
this is where
it was held.
The spirit
channeling ceremony.
This is where the
Renaissance was.
So this is
the place where you and Naori.
The Renaissance
isn't here now.
Nor is the
Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's
difficult, Alphen,
but there will be
time to dwell on the past later.
For now,
we need to keep moving.
Come on.
Come on.
Naori. What is this?
What is this?
Is it the work of
Dana's will again?
It's been
a year since the ceremony.
That day,
I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control.
Since then,
my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this
Is another memory? No.
It's different
this time.
It's like
she's speaking directly to us. What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it.
About
what was done to us.
All
in the name of a ceremony.
The purpose
of which we were never even told.
The Sovereign.
They linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself.
The Renis
Alma was intended to control his power,
lest
anything should slip through its cracks.
That day,
as maiden, my role was to temper his power.
I was meant to
guide it forth
and give shape
to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then everything
that's been happening.
But that
power showed me a vision.
A
vision of oblivion.
When I
realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash,
I couldn't go
through with it.
But without
a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own.
I did what
I could.
Using my
abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me.
But it was too late. Lenegis
had already been brought to its knees. Thousands.
Erstmal hier die Outfit-Kurven müsst ihr erstmal alle tasten. Das ist völlig Abzockerei.
What I have done.
Der Traumapreischen an.
I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure.
Und auch für 20 Euro noch. Vergessen.
Especially since that power was astral energy itself.
In which
case, ironically enough, the Renis always seemed to be my best bet.
That
at least would hold the astral energy dormant.
Assuming
that no malevolent third party got to it first.
With the
Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be.
The
Renis Alma was lost. And Alphen himself was in a starship bound for Dana.
My only
choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the maiden.
To buy
the world that little time I could.
The time
needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted.
And
for a new Sovereign to appear.
Even
if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well. Please, forgive me.
I
never meant to burden the future world with this type too.
I
only wish that there was something more I could have done. Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message
just now.
Was it
directly from Naori? Or was it the damning voice speaking through her?
What?
What?
These are the
clothes that Maori and I wore
during the
ceremony
ceremony
3 centuries ago.
So you're
So you're saying this
is the
is the maiden's outfit?
That's right.
That's right.
These clothes
These
are
clothes are designed to resonate with the sovereign and maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they
appeared now because...
Naori
Naori must have left them here for the new sovereign and maiden,
knowing the
day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time.
If they're here,
it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the
Ren's Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns.
Is that what
Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense.
After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience.
By that
logic,
it would stand
to reason that the Ren's Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a
maiden and sovereign.
Now all
we need is the Ren's Alma. We'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
It's possible?
Possible?
You really
think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However,
the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once.
Even if our
goal is different this time,
we can't be
sure the same thing won't happen again.
We should take
care not to be too optimistic.
You're right.
It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even a slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know
it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but
I just
can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still. No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. You can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you.
Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity.
Now,
it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Ren's Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search for Lenicus and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Ren and lore is bound to be a useful asset.
Some may say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. Naori sealed away how she stopped my rampage. But then, that power was so sorry, Shion.
You're wrong. What happened
to you was because of the city paid a heavy price for it. And you fell asleep. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for
the Thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once
when my thorns are gone,
I never dared to know. The truth is about a life without my thorns,
the touch of my family,
or
holding hands with Rinwell,
or giving law
and embracing everyone.
All the
normal things. I always wished I could experience them for myself. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen?
I'm
so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end? And
that's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure. Forget fate, destiny, or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
you're right.
It's such a
Such a
strange
strange feeling.
I know.
I know.
And it's
And
for
it's for my sake.
So I can
So
live.
I can live.
You're
You're worth fighting for.
I believe
I
you.
believe you.
Good.
Good.
Keep on
Keep
fighting.
on fighting.
For as long
For as long as it
takes.
takes.
Till our
Till our
future
future
is finally
is
in our
finally in our
hands.
hands.
It's quite some door, all right.
This might finally be it.
The heart of the beast.
We'll find the
We'll find the
Renus
Renus
Alma
Alma
and the Red Woman
inside,
inside, right?
right?
After everything
we've been through to get here,
they damn well
better be.
We'll probably
be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it.
Go for it, Alvin.
This is it,
guys.
Time to see
Time
what
to see what secrets are in store. Hold on.
And there's the
Renus Alma.
Then is this
Another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait though. Something doesn't
seem right here.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself.
Used to a mere cog machine.
Hey, look!
Over there!
Isn't that Maiden's crest? Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
That's what caused Lenicus's transformation. And the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for
what purpose?
What could
Possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale.
I don't know. But
whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of Oblivion. Regardless,
we cannot
stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renus Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
It's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
The Time Lord. So we finally found you.
I have
a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
Do you think
Do you
it's
think
really
it's
over?
really over?
Watch out!
Quando la puerta.
What? It's so distracted.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Just a little
Just a little roughed up.
You had me
worried there.
Who said
Who
you
said
couldn't
you
touch
could
that?
touch that?
Damn it!
He's awake! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place. Naturally. Was. We'll save that for another time. More pressing
Is
how I'm going to tear you apart. For all this time, stop hating me. You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Did you
really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing out who happens to be another sovereign? Idle prattle. I proved my worth, and the sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they
Were they really?
We already
know the title of sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It's but an overblown coating denoting the designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct? Yeah. Countless. Everyone besides me. All of those failed experiments, they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Dana. Then there were the records we found in the library. You, Oman. They were locked 300 years apart. Yet the data they took from me was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean
Boran was kidnapped just like Alfred? But he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right? Oh, Suppose that Zoranik caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your
master back on Renovation's message.
No one
makes a fool of me.
Let them
know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Can't think
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red
women.
What the heck
What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the
ones behind all this?
The same
The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What?
Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma.
Damn it,
That's the second time now!
Whatever's
stolen from us, we'll steal it back.
The future's
ours to protect.
And right now
those things are what's standing in our way.
We can head
them off with Rena.
Did you
say Rena? Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form is their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah, there's a good chance it's not human, that's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renis Alma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Let's head back to the
starship.
But seriously, how did Volron actually reach me? He seemed to care about one bit about Renans or Danans. Yeah.
perfectly human. Next thing you know,
they definitely weren't Renan or Danon.
I'm not even sure.
So what were they then?
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all the time.
How about you, Sheila? Dolu?
You ever seen?
No. Never.
However,
they're the same as the
Auf Physik muss man ja schon
I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
vertrauen davon.
I had just
so much I wanted to ask them.
About Rena.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves out before we got the chance.
Why would they
do such a...
Both sound plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renaissance too.
Yeah, they did. The next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they...
Okay, we're all right, Mom. You're in high demand, if that is the case.
Ja, ja.
What the? When did it get
When
pitch
did it
dark
get
all of a
pitch dark
sudden?
all of a sudden?
The lights are
The
all
lights
out.
are all out.
Think it has something
Think it
to
has
do with
something to do with the explosion back in the
Forbidden
Forbidden Zone?
Zone?
Joe?
You two.
You two.
Faria,
Faria,
Avakir.
Avakir.
Thank goodness
Thank
you're
goodness
safe.
you're safe.
Avakir
fills me in about everything.
About how I
ambushed you all.
She doesn't
She doesn't remember a thing.
So she really
was being controlled.
He told me
He told me about Tarnigan too.
Is it true?
Is it true?
What difference
What
does
difference
it
does it make?
make? What's done is
What's
done.
done is done.
Stop casting me off!
Faria, not now.
It can wait.
It can wait.
Dohalim,
Lennigus is in grave peril, so I can see.
It's the
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged.
Some of the
basic systems we managed to keep online, but complete restoration is still a way off.
You're an elite
technician, though.
You can fix
You
it,
can
right?
fix it, right?
If so,
then what's the problem?
Panic's
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens.
Until now,
whenever something like this happens, the Sovereign would issue a decree.
But this time,
Not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the
Sovereign.
I doubt you'll be
hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it
to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed. Which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you
out of your mind? If people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy,
There's no time to explain now.
It sounds
like we need to find a way to keep Lennigus from spiraling out of control.
We need to
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we
But how do we do that?
Riots
Feed on discontent and unrest, right?
So if we want
to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease.
At ease.
Like
By letting them hear directly from someone they trust.
That's it.
That's it.
Who's the
highest ranking person in Lennigus right now?
Lennigus
wouldn't have a next in line.
After
all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct.
The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord.
The only one
The only one left is...
Very well
Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please,
Somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over?
Is it over?
What's going to
What's going to happen to all of us?
Now, fellow friends of Aries. It is I, Lord Dolan, who killed Kars and Elder Menace.
Lord Dolan!
Hold on! We should be in the ground contest! Shouldn't we? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeking to organize right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you instead. You're afraid. As people so often are, their faces to the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to hear your fears. That's all. The city's core reactor is experiencing malfunction. However, we have a top engineer attending to the matter. It's the facility back to normal. I know you feel abandoned. Perhaps you're scared and alone than ever before. I ask you all to keep all the things in mind. You are Felix, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the border that holds it together. We don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences. Our hearts and minds together and stand as one high and confident. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of lofty rank, but as another human being among them. I hope that you lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know the bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray
the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier about the Sovereign possibly not even existing. Was it true?
It's
still too premature to say with any certainty.
But I believe
so.
This whole time,
this world we've been fed was a lie.
Built on
nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been.
I can believe
it.
After everything
I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Thorium,
it's the only
explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir, authority, the very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say
we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader, the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm
not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, the new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright, or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like I don't know. Musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept and turn against death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till we get back. Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Venecia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elder Venecia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them.
Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Venezia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like
you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be? After the second chance that I've been granted. From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kizawa?
With or without, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes.
We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits. Looks like I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement. Hey! You're the one.
Ach, kann ich jetzt ja nicht machen.
You made the speech. Each.
Die Blume. Ja.
Everybody can share the credit here.
Die Reihen sind sehr...
answers on Lennox just ended up finding more questions.
You can say
that again. And now we have more problems to fix too.
Like figuring
out how to reform Lennox. That can wait for now.
Got more
than enough conflicts to deal with as it is. Figuring out who's really running the show on Lena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. Person responsible for all this. Red woman. And the Renaissance. The answers have to be there.
Are we prepared
to finally find them? So, what do we do first when we get there? We know nothing about the Revan homeworld, what we might face once we arrive.
We should get
a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
We come across
a capital, we should...
What?
Superwoman.
Damn!
Damn!
What the hell just
What
happened?
just happened?
Our course
Has been altered.
The
The
coordinates
coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's
The ship's controls are accepting my commands.
The engine
The engine is being shut down.
That's
That's bad, right?
quite bad.
Quite bad.
We've lost control
of the ship.
It's all of
It's all of this the Red Women's doing.
Are they trying
to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone!
Everyone!
Look there!
Look there!
In there, bud. A flower blooming out of Retta?
But that power looks like it's absorbing all of Dennis' energy.
And it
It appears Lennigus is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here.
Could that
Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true,
Do you think
the people back on Lennigus are all right?
We can only
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it.
Damn it.
They've
Taken enough already.
When is this
When is this going to end?
The flower of Obsidian.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lennigus.
Is the ship
Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes.
Even more so
than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix
Can
it?
you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines.
One wrong
move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what?
So what? We're just stuck inside here floating around?
For how long?
For how long?
I don't believe this. We made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Oh, calm down. The only one who's worried here. Right. Sorry.
It's still too
It's
early.
still too early to give up.
There has to be
There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship.
The starship.
It's back
It's back
online.
online.
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to
get moving, but where are we?
It looks like
Lenegus in here.
Do you think we
might run into more Renans here?
Or those
red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been
ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile.
Still, why would
anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted
to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship.
We should see
where this path takes us.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah. Our planet's
really not. I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was still though. I never would have imagined Rena beats me. I have absolutely no clue.
It's so
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical, but to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign Crown contest, but also the
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here? Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere.
Kisara?
Sorry. Among other things.
To be in touch.
You were thinking about Dohalim.
I was just
thinking how good it is to see him moving forward. It was always so infuriating. Knowing how cute, but now he's finally beginning to spread his wings.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't
know if I'd say sad. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it?
Must be that
maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's
right.
You're like a
mother bird. Finally letting go as her child. A pretty big child.
That's one
way to look at it. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can.
Shion! No!
What the?
No,
I'm the one who should apologize. Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting... Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling... Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching... Actually, I've been meaning to ask. I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I'm so numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize... It's fine.
I know I'm
not alone anymore.
But
I can't even touch you. I appreciate the concern.
Until I
get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. Maybe it'll be soon. Maybe it won't be.
But either way.
Yeah.
Just hang in
there.
One.
Come on.
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate.
Yeah, but...
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a...
beam of light drove Dana and Rena.
That's what
it looked like.
And then
the Dana side.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld, which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all.
Try to stay
calm.
With so many
factors we don't understand.
What is it?
No, it's just... So much
So much for me making trouble.
You
You made it this far, didn't you?
You noticed
You noticed something? You change it.
That's all.
That's all. I...
This place
This looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh?
Huh?
What's that?
What's that? What are those? A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a
So it was a trap?
It doesn't
look like it can move.
Tell me. Are you the one
You
who
the one who brought us here? That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
It can talk. What are you? Hevrek 35. Hevrek 35.
Is that your name?
Is that your name? Correct.
Why is this place?
Wait, before that. Just what exactly are you?
Are you
somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before
I answer,
I have
a question for you.
How did you
all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will by a group of red women who've been shipped into the same form as you.
In that case,
we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you
mean, serve?
Are you saying
there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women pulling their strings? What did you do to us?
I
examined your bodies.
You have not
been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected.
The
Sovereign and Maiden are among you.
Die müssen da umgedreht sehen. Deutsche Turn und eine englische Aussprache.
Oh, good. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, maybe our best chance how to take it out of here.
Let's at least
hear it out. I shall now answer your questions. We are Helgenquin. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helgenquil?
You are on Date Phasal, a celestial base restricted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question.
What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The great astral spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice?
A voice?
Just like
Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Does that
mean it was controlling their minds?
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Could this
great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true
ruler of Rena.
It could be
the same thing that's controlling Goron.
Wait, back up.
You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harness the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not?
Why not?
We've already
made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus.
If Dana
has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the force of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Half-Rank 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread, and it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains
why we felt its will where we did.
The Wedge and
Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana. Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana? Indeed. And it was to that end that we again devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But
the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged,
and you lost
both the Sovereign and the Renaissance. Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channel's success. However, recreating the Renaissance required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless,
you still haven't answered one of Alvin's original questions.
Just why
have you brought us here to your base, Half-Rank 35?
First was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request?
A request?
But what could
someone like you want us to?
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry,
did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, oh my god.
What makes you
say that?
Lenegus has entered the final stage of its spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't
let that happen.
Why do you
want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly?
Is it to save
our world?
To free
you, Elganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance?
Vengeance?
For what?
For what? In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean...
You're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others?
Others?
Just how many?
Just hello. I am the only Helgan crew who inhabits Deep Phasal. Hey!
It's no use.
It's no use.
I think it's done
talking to us.
Let's take a look
Let's take a look around. You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right?
I mean, it's
practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest,
the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it.
How about you,
Dohalim?
Were you able
to follow it?
At
the very least.
Everything it's
said about the Renan race, that being said,
had we not
previously encountered the will of death.
The spirit of Renan wants to see Dana. Why? Astral energy is supposed to be a...
It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
If we're up against
Right.
There is one
other thing that can help the Great Spirit and the Helgankrell in a crown contest.
Now that you
mention it,
and all that
talk, Havoc 35 never even...
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence.
Let's find out.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a
Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a
weird guy.
He must have
meant Havrex 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was
that about subjects?
You don't think
he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't
anyone else we can talk to.
I guess
we should ask around here.
Can we talk
to you for a few minutes?
Sure.
It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo the next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please,
tell us what you know about the Helghan Quill.
You mean
the Overseer species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for
starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena?
Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course
not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently
not.
Please,
tell us more.
Well,
in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helghan Quill.
But if that's true, then that would mean
there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't.
But there are Helghan Quill. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what
need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce.
I trust
you're aware that the Helghan Quill are on the verge of extinction, yes?
In essence,
we were created to carry on their work, the Great Spirit, after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight.
Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helghan Quill kidnapped?
Wait. That
explains why almost nobody can use astral arts on Dana now.
Helghan Quill technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough. You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, and viewed in certain lights, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helghan Quill are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling
us in.
Does he
really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
And let's hope
this is our last revelation for a while.
Have you guys
lived up here in Aries Ps5 with Havrex 35 for a long time? Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that
the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was
terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've
been working for Heverick 35 ever since? Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
The
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans.
As long
as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain
why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lennigus is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure. I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Heverick 35 is clearly concealing itself, though.
Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to
go back home to Rena or Lennigus?
Our ship is
going to be fixed pretty soon. You can ride with us.
No way.
If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for
answering our questions.
Do you know anything about it?
Deswegen die ganze Quatsch so lange
If you mean the
schwierig.
first planet that 100 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes.
It was to use
Lennigus to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. The second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner. However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renaissance, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the
crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, and success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the
flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Everett 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Like a whole world.
Seriously.
Everything that
And to get back.
plus
Either way, why don't we...
That's a good if the rent because it's so let's go up and show you.
I
Figure it out.
I'll go.
Sounds good.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah. Let's hit up each spot.
It's you two.
She who?
I know that
What are you?
what's up, but if that thing passed for
How so?
coexist in my case, so you mean it, but
I know you can't.
even just some, I think it,
Well,
Yeah, it's no
right, in the worst,
we all have.
that's an end.
it's true, it won't be, but I think, and now,
keep up.
How are you holding up?
Yeah,
I get the
but
I was thinking
Dan's, yeah, but even so, that great Dan is, maybe.
We won't.
Weil das Nerven tut nach einer Weile irgendwie. Das ist zu viel zum Lesen. Ich hab mir eigentlich keinen Bock.
Really?
Did you forget what?
It was really the...
Yeah. What?
I was too worried about that.
I know this is going...
30 Stunden mehr am Lesen als irgendwas.
Not everyone. Huh?
It's something
It's something you get lost.
Yeah. I'll fight.
Let's not delude ourselves.
I can only imagine
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
To
say the least. When you say the other Renans,
you mean the
ones that are living on Lennigus or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the great spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems would still
Das zeigt nur, wie manche es innerhalb von ein paar Tagen durchgezockt haben. Und das auf Platin.
But things can still change.
Indeed. On that note, I wish for you as the one and yes. However,
is it too much?
No.
You're too.
And I'll ask, you don't even thank you.
Well,
what about you?
Leon, right now, because for really real, I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip.
Und ich weiß vielleicht irgendwelchen Zwischnitt.
I fell
Ich habe gedacht, ich wäre durch mit die Story. Aber 3 Stunden doch schon vergangen.
It's not, but if we can do it, I think that's the
Yes, I know.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger.
I don't care
who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts, Alphen?
I want to know
what's on your mind, too.
Verschiedet nicht.
Like
Aber
said,
Freiler kann man ja
the
auch
great spirit on Renna, and so be it.
nicht mal eine Woche Rang 100, Platin und das Item machen.
Just our home, but all of existence along with it.
Ich verstehe das nicht.
That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion. You're saying there's a chance?
Und ich kriege ja schon 65 Stunden ran.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegus, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channels.
Ich bin immer Rang 50.
And to hear
Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own ruins as well.
Indeed.
Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy. One type which we know is native only to Renna.
Manchmal verstehe ich es eh nicht.
And if Renna's great spirit
Wenn ich manchmal im Bussimulator zugeschaut habe, immer Rang 10 war was gewesen.
It's not actually
Wir haben schon den Bus und den Bus und den Bus und den Bus.
You don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though.
Die Busse muss man ja auch freischalten.
The Great Spirit.
while the main body resides in Renna.
Shion.
If
these thorns really are a part of Renna's great spirit,
I'm going to
Oh, die haben wohl die
give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it?
Suffice it
to say, that flower growing out of Renna is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegus were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for nearly 6.
And we only know about the Thorn's connection thanks to the Ori. Has been a great astral spirit this whole time.
So was ruhig hinnehmen.
He wouldn't ask us to fight unless it has meaning of some sort.
Aber nee, ja.
Let's go see what that
Andere.
is. Our minds are made up. Let's go give Rep 35 our answer.
Zack.